The Mariners a chance for a series win in 4 games here inside Angels Stadium in sunny Southern California. What a road trip this has been so far for the Mariners. They've won 4 of 6. They look to finish it off strong before coming back home for a big weekend series back at Safeco Field against Milwaukee. A fantastic pitching matchup as Matt Shoemaker, a one-time sensation for the Angels, nearly winning the Rookie of the Year a couple of seasons ago. Mike Scioscia at one point called him the team MVP that season. Shoemaker, 29 years old, out of Trenton, Michigan, will be facing a Mariners lineup that looks a little something like this.
And with the right-hander on the mound, a couple changes in the lineup from last night. Nori Aoki, he has really been a hot hitter in the month of August, hitting .357. You can see the 6-game hitting streak, .417 over that streak. Nelson Cruz, the cleanup hitter, .353 hitter with the home run against Shoemaker. And Martin, he's starting to feel a lot better, hitting 8th tonight. Watched him steal a base yesterday, really moving well, but overall .412 with a home run off of Shoemaker. For Shoemaker this year, a 6-13 record, a 4.22 ERA. That's actually improved for him. He really struggled in the first half, been better lately. 126 strikeouts, over 27 walks, opponents hitting .275. He's given up 15 home runs this year. And a look at the defense. Nick Buss, recently called up in left field, covers a lot of ground out in left. So a nice compliment to Trout in center field. Cliff Pennington going to get the start at second base, the former shortstop for the A's. Ji-Man Choi gets the start at first base, and Jet Bandy will do the catching. And the last start for Matt Shoemaker, that was on Saturday against the Indians. Ended up taking the loss. 6 innings, 12 hits, a lot of hits. 5 earned runs for him. Didn't walk anybody. He had 3 strikeouts through 97 pitches.
So we will see what the Mariners can do against Shoemaker's splitter here tonight. You look at this month of August so far for the Mariners, 12-4, and we mentioned the 1-run games, Mike. The Mariners have had 10 saves in 12 wins. That tells you a little something about the type of ball that has been played by Scott Services Club.
Well, Scott was talking about it in spring training, and I don't think he expected this, especially at this point in the season, but that's exactly what he's ended up with. He said they were going to play a lot of close games, and fortunately for him, an outstanding bullpen, especially in the month of August.
Well, last night was the 44th 1-run game for those of you keeping track for the Mariners. That is now the most in baseball. Mariners have been much better in the second half in those 1-run games.
See Aoki having a good series, 5 for 10 in the series.
Aoki settles in, Shoemaker ready to go. And we're underway here tonight for the Big A with strike 1.
As you look at Shoemaker, his fastball right around 91 miles an hour. It has not been a good pitch for him this year. Opponent's hitting .344, slugging .530 off of his fastball. It's the reason why he throws so many splits. I thought it was interesting earlier today, Aaron. I asked you, I said, who do you think throws the most splits in the American League? And immediately you said Tanaka, which would be a great answer. He's second in the American League to Shoemaker, who's thrown more than 100 more splits than Tanaka. Amazing.
Yeah, it's not close. That's incredible. Simmons with a 2-hand catch and foul ground, out number 1.
So I think for the Mariners, they'll try to get the split up in the zone, take advantage of that if they can. But he will throw a split a lot, throw it at any point, and it's one of the reasons why he's pitched so much better in the second half.
We talked to Shoemaker a couple of seasons ago when he really broke onto the scene for the Angels about how that splitter developed. And he said that he just never could get the feel for a changeup. So this is his version of one.
Yeah, I've heard pitchers talk about that before. And sometimes some of them, they'll throw the changeup because they want the ball to move a little bit more. Some guys will go with the split because they want that straight downward action to it. But really it is. Sometimes it's just a comfort thing.
1 out, nobody on. It brings in Seth Smith.
It's one of the reasons why one of the starters for the Mariners in this series, I was surprised to see it when Miranda came over and he throws a split and a changeup. That's unusual.
Really rare.
Yeah.
And it seems like, at least looking at the numbers, Shoemaker's splitter is a little faster than Iwakuma's.
Yes.
A couple of miles an hour quicker home. Oh, 2.
And with 2 strikes, you're really going to see it throws it about 50% of the time. So he's trying to mix in his fastball and his split. But out of the 4 pitches he has, he also has a slider and a curveball. Rarely that he'll throw a curveball. But he'll use his split more times than not with 2 strikes.
Splitter popped up. Once again, it's Escobar at third base. 2 outs.
Second baseman, number 22.
First 2 sat down. It brings in Cano. 3 hits last night for Robbie. Right as we were talking about Cano's struggles, his overall numbers since the All-Star break being down somewhat. 3 hits last night. Now 11 hits his last 8 games, including a couple of home runs.
Yeah, I think if you go back and you look at his first half, he was so good and so consistent. Fell off a little bit, but this is the time that you want him to start getting hot again, and it appears that's what's happening.
This is crushed high out to right. Calhoun, Trout looking, gone, home run, Robinson Cano. Number 27 makes it 1-0 Mariners. You were saying.
I was saying this would be a good time for him to start to get hot. He's amazing to me. Sometimes he'll go up to the plate and he'll just stand there and take some pitches, and other times, we've talked about it, he'll swing at the first pitch. And this year he's been unbelievable hitting the first pitch. And this is a first pitch fastball, 93 miles an hour, right down the middle of the plate, and he puts the barrel on it. It's a fairly deep part of the park, and that high wall out in right center field ended up about 4 rows deep.
Well, we saw how tough that wall can be in last night's game. Robbie missing a home run by a couple of inches. Worth another look.
Yeah, actually hit the yellow line, but he puts a little more onto this one and squares it up. He knew it right away. Tell by the way he dropped the bat.
2-0 to Cruz. So Cano, Mike, now with 27 home runs, and 10 of them have come on the first pitch.
And I think for the most part, I don't know where he's at right now, but for the most part, he's been right around 500 batting average on the first pitch.
433 entering tonight.
Pretty good numbers.
Now they will put the helmet back on. 2-1. Well, the 9 home runs stand out for Cano on the first pitch, but add to that list 8 doubles and a triple.
A lot of damage.
A late hop, and what a snare by Simmons. He is one of the very best, if not the best. Cruz retired, but Robinson Cano, a mammoth homer, and it's 1-0 Mariners. Hisashi Iwakuma making his 25th start of the season here tonight. A chance to tie his career best 15th win here tonight. He's 14-7. Entering tonight's final game of this 4-game series as Mike, we take a look at Mike Scioscia's lineup.
It'll be the top of the lineup that he's going to be concerned about. Yunel Escobar going to lead things off. 5 for 5 in last night's ball game, has raised his average to 316 overall. Then you have Mike Trout. He will hit third in the lineup, on base 8 times so far in the series in the 3 games. And then Nick Buss hitting 6. Really done a nice job since being recalled. His average at 353. Iwakuma on the year looking for his 15th win on the year, a 3.84 ERA, 150 innings for him, 113 strikeouts over just 33 walks. Opponents hitting 274 against Iwakuma.
His first pitch of the night to Escobar is strike 1. You mentioned those 5 hits for Escobar last night. That was the second time this year he's had a 5-hit game, which ties the career best.
Well, we were talking about it towards the end of the game. It seemed that Mike Trout was up all the time. The big reason why is he kept coming up with guys on base, and Escobar, the leadoff hitter, was on 5 times in front of him.
And make it another time.
I would say he's hot. Take a look at the defense for the Mariners. Aoki getting the start in left field. It was O'Malley last night. Aoki back in the lineup. He is in left field. Kyle Seager, game-saving play in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs at third base. O'Malley getting the start at shortstop. Marte out tonight. And Mike Zunino had last night off. He is back behind the plate tonight. For Iwakuma on Saturday against the A's, 5 1/3, 9 hits, 3 earned runs. Didn't walk anybody. Had a couple of strikeouts. He threw 94 pitches in that outing.
Leadoff man aboard for Calhoun. Slice it out to Aoki in left field. And the first out of the first inning. And we saw the pitch count there, Mike, in the mid-90s, and that has been a pretty steady thing for Iwakuma this year.
I think right when you see him around 90 pitches this year, Scott Servais has taken him out. I think it's a big reason that he has 25 starts on the year. You just mentioned that. He's been hurt the last couple of years. And so I think Scott really has, been really diligent about getting him out at 90. Even in games when he looks like he's in total command, it doesn't matter. He's going to go to his bullpen and take him out of the game. We'll see if that holds true tonight. The bullpen has had to pitch a lot over the last 2 days.
1 out, 1 on for Trout.
And the good thing with Iwakuma is at 90 to 95 pitches, he's so efficient with what he does. He's still able to pitch 7, 8 innings doing that.
It's been pretty remarkable. Escobar at first base. Trout now batting .310 on the season. Scott Servais saying earlier today that if possible, he would like to stay away from Diaz and Wilhelmsen. 2 very high leverage guys, obviously. One ball and 2 strikes to Trout. If you go back to last night's game, Diaz needing a lot of pitches to pick up that final out, final 3 outs. 27 pitches for Diaz, 26 for Wilhelmsen.
And a lot of sliders. One of the keys for Iwakuma, we know about his split. He's thrown his slider more this year, but it really revolves around his fastball and his ability to locate it, stay out of the middle of the plate. This year he's been really good about that. No surprise to see the elevated fastball again. Trout, a very good low ball hitter for a right-handed hitter. And against right-handed hitters, the right-handed hitters of the A's in his last outing with his fastball, 77% strikes thrown with his fastball. Pretty good percentage for him. The reason why that's important is because then he can go to a split or a slider to the righties.
Iwakuma's 2-2. Trout dinged up a little bit.
Well, he has the padding on. We'll see where this gets him. Nope, that's right on the knee. That was right on the inside of his kneecap.
So bring up the trainer and Mike Scioscia.
Take another look at it.
A few could smile after that, but Trout seems to be able to.
Well, he's been in the league for a while, Aaron, but he's still a young man. He can handle it. No problem.
Some young knees. Not at that rate. One out, Escobar at first base. A full count. Now the Angels, of course, had their 11-game losing streak snapped in Game 2 with the win over the Mariners, but that winning streak did not last long for Mike Scioscia. Now 3-12 this month. They've lost 12 of their last 13, and they are averaging barely 3 runs a game over that span. And it stays 3-2.
Pretty good battle. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Iwakuma, for the most part, has handled Trout in their matchups. Trout with 42 at-bats against Iwakuma, hitting just .214 with 1 home run.
Tying run at first, 1 out, bottom of the first inning. It was Cano's home run in the top half to put the Mariners on the board. The 8th pitch to Trout, and it's ball 4. Leading the American League in walks, and we have seen our fair share of Trout walks, both on the last homestand and here in Anaheim.
And this series now, just starting the 4th game, he's already been on base 9 times. That was the 5th walk. He's also been hit by a pitch.
Well, Scott Service made the point along these lines, saying it seems like Trout is batting 3rd, 6th, and 9th in the Angels order with the amount of times it seems like he's coming up.
It's so important to get the first 2 guys out, but it's difficult because Escobar is so hot right now. And Calhoun had a good night last night. He hit second in the lineup. This puts a lot of pressure on you, especially since you know their game plan is to pitch around Trout, which is what Iwakuma did right there. He has really worn Pujols out. 45 at bats. Pujols hitting just 133 against Iwakuma.
This has been a tough month for number 5. Pujols batting 167 in August. You can see his numbers in his lifetime against Iwakuma. 2 on, 1 out, bottom of the first inning.
That being said, what a year he has had. We've seen him hit a 3-run home run, had a big RBI base hit, 93 RBIs on the year. There's the numbers for his last 11 games at 125 average. Does not run well. If you get him to hit it on the ground, should be an easy double play. Get Iwakuma out of the inning. 13 pitches, 8 strikes for him so far.
Ball's behind.
Both Trout and Pujols, he's having a tough time getting that fastball on the inside corner. He's missing well in off the plate, which is not a bad idea. Work your way back from there as opposed to getting it in the middle of the plate and letting him hurt you.
To Seager, off his glove. Escobar rounding. He scores, and this is a tied game.
Well, this is like it'll be an error on Kyle. He's going for the backhand, kind of an in-between hop, and you can see him turning all ready for the double play. It goes right underneath his glove. Gave Pujols a base hit.
Trout able to get to third base. Go ahead run at third. Pujols at first. It brings in Simmons. Through the right side, Angels lead. Now Simmons, who hit into all kinds of tough luck in last night's game. First pitch swinging here. It's 2-1 Halos.
And it's a fastball out over the plate. Just going the other way with it. Hits it through the hole on the right side. And will pick up an RBI for Simmons, his 25th RBI on the year. The Angels have done a pretty good job this year. They've had their struggles, but hitting with runners in scoring position has not been a problem. Mel Stottlemyre out at the mound, with Mike Zunino having a conversation with Iwakuma. On the year, as a team, they're hitting .277 runners in scoring position, already 2 for 2 tonight.
It's going to go down as an error on Seager. The ball off of Pujols' bat. A walk, an error, and an RBI single the last 3 men up. It brings in Nick Buss. Iwakuma still needing 2 more outs to finish off the first. Buss just 17 at-bats in the majors this year. To Cano. Back onto first base in time, as Iwakuma got exactly what he needed. Cano to O'Malley on to Lind. 2 runs in for the Angels. We're through 1 inning. Root Sports is brought to you by Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at Safeco.com. By your local Ford stores. And by the Emerald Queen Casino, presenting the Last Man Standing. Comedian Tim Allen, October 15th. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Another beautiful day here in Anaheim. Mariners and Angels finishing up this 4-game series. Mariners a run in the first. The Angels with 2 runs in their half of the first inning. It brings in Kyle Seager.
It's kind of been the theme of this series. They've scored a run in either the first or second inning of every single game.
Kind of seen a number of themes at times in this series, and
yeah,
a series that has not been typical for the Mariners in many ways.
Well, they scored 2 runs in the first yesterday and 2 runs here in the first tonight. So Angels will have the shift on with Kyle hitting. Kyle hit 286, 22 home runs, and 79 RBIs.
I say it hasn't been a typical series. In some ways, it's been very typical. 3 games, they've all been by 1 run. In other ways, though, the Mariners getting the home run tonight, but we've seen the last 2 games without a home run. We've seen some sacrifice flies. We've seen a run scored on a ball put in play with the bunt. So
a run scored from second on a bunt by O'Malley.
So in some ways, a little different. Two balls and a strike to Seager leading off the second.
And a good count for Kyle. Talked a lot about Shoemaker and him throwing his split. He has a 1-run lead. Nobody's on. See if he'll challenge Kyle. Already thrown him a couple of fastballs in this at bat.
A parachute into the shift. And Pennington is there for out number 1. All Mariners Jedi should head to Safeco Field starting tomorrow at 7:10 for Star Wars weekend, featuring events that include fireworks, a post-game movie, and unique Taiwan Skywalker bobblehead. Fans are encouraged to dress, of course, in Star Wars attire all series long. For tickets and more details, just go to mariners.com/Jedi. First man retired. It brings in Adam Lind. Shoemaker earlier this year was struggling so much in the Angels rotation, he was optioned down to AAA Salt Lake City. And now, because so many of these Angels pitchers have just dropped like flies, he is, well, you could call him the ace of this Angels staff. 0-2 on Lind. Since coming back up from AAA, he wasn't there that long. An ERA beneath 3.5. And what really stands out has been his command. 17 walks, 110 strikeouts since coming back up. Weak ground ball. Shoemaker, an easy toss, 2 outs. Well, our CenturyLink What's Next? TBA for the Brew Crew tomorrow. And in the finale, it'll be Wade LeBlanc, the king, and then Ariel Miranda taking the ball for the Mariners in that 3-game Star Wars weekend series. Felix will be making just his 2nd career start against the Brewers. Faced them back in 2013. Yankees coming to town after the Brewers get out of Dodge after Sunday's finale. 2 outs, nobody on. It brings in Zunino. Well, they have changed a little bit from earlier in this series to tonight. The Angels have put the shift on for Mike. Nothing but strikes to Zunino, and that will end the top of the second. Shoemaker retires his side in order. Baseball brought to you by T-Mobile as we make our way to the bottom of the second inning. We were just talking about the one-run games for the Mariners, and the last 14 one-run games, a 10-4 record. You look at the previous 14, 2-12. Overall, even Steven for the Mariners this season, more than any other team in the majors. But we talked with Scott Service about this the other day, Mike, and his one-word response as to why is bullpen.
Yeah, I think that's a good reason why. You look at the back of the bullpen now, and he has some real power arms out there, and they're pitching extremely well. It's one of the things, Aaron, that you and I have talked about, those one-run games that they were losing. They had to find a way to get that turned around. Well, with the help of Jerry Dipoto, they have done that, and they've done it quickly.
And it sure feels like the Mariners, maybe you can put the line of demarcation around the All-Star break, are playing better defensively.
I would absolutely agree. I think especially since August has rolled around.
And that's got to be a factor in one-run games, bullpen and defense as well.
We saw it last night.
Yeah, big time.
I think it's a huge factor. And I think the other part about it, too, is when you have somebody, for example, Iwakuma on the mound, and you're trying to get him to pitch through 7 or 8 innings, you have to make some plays behind him. If you don't, you're adding to his pitch count, which means he's going to be out of the game earlier. And then when the relievers come in, if you are making those plays, you keep them out of stressful situations. That's huge, especially when you're trying to protect that one run.
The 1-2 to Pennington. He swings right through it. First strikeout tonight for Iwakuma. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. One out for Jett Bandy, the catcher, hitting 8th. Shifts on for Bandy. Going back to that strikeout to Pennington, Mike, I don't know how many starting pitchers there are in this league, especially right-handed ones, who can get an 89-mile-an-hour fastball for a swinging strike so perfectly located at the top of the zone. Iwakuma, it's easy for us to lose sight of. He's one of the softer tossing right-handed starters in the base in the entire game.
Yeah, his average fastball velocity is going to be right around 88 miles an hour, which obviously in today's game especially, it's not much of a fastball, but when you can locate it, and he's been one of the best for a number of years at hitting the top part of the strike zone. And I think as a hitter, Aaron, because you always have his split in the back of your mind, at 88 and the top of the strike zone, it really speeds up on you. It looks like it's harder than that, and that's the reason why he's able to throw it by a lot of guys.
The 1-2 to Bandy. Count still even.
And there's an example of it. That pitch on the outside corner, but 89 miles an hour and a late swing. And Bandy's already seen a couple of curveballs in the 70s in this at bat.
Stays alive. Jeff Kellogg, our home plate umpire tonight, the crew chief as well. Now in his 24th season in the majors. Makes his home in Michigan. He has umpired 28 World Series games, among the most of any active umpire. Full count. Ji-Man Choi batting 9th on deck. Iwakuma had an 8-pitch walk to Trout back in the first. And here comes pitch number 8 to Bandy. Martin curling over in front of the warning track. 2 down. And that brings in Ji-Man Choi. Now, we mentioned in the first inning that Iwakuma has a chance to tie his career best in wins. Right now, 14-7. Back in 2014, he had an ERA just above 3.5. Went 15-9 that year. So Iwakuma a chance to not only match it tonight, but certainly to set a new mark by the time this season is over with.
There's a curveball at 69. He had some struggles early in the season, and you mentioned a 3.5 ERA that he'd had in that year, and he's working his way toward that 3.8 coming into this one.
Seager was in, having to go out. O'Malley a dead sprint, and he can't get there.
I think one of the differences for Iwakuma, a little better run support this year for him.
Well, the Mariners are averaging about 6 runs per start for Iwakuma.
Long run for O'Malley, even with his speed, not able to get there.
Two outs, nobody on. Choi behind the count 0-2. Cracked out towards center. Martin not having to move much. And the side is retired in order by Iwakuma. We're through 2 here in Anaheim. Angels by a run. The Angels lead at 2-1. With MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. Includes a free subscription to @Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Just visit Mariners.com for details. Seen plenty of Mariners fans here inside the Big A over these 4 days as Leonys Martin leads off the top of the 3rd. A swinging strike to begin things. Simmons on a quick hop. 1 down. Shoemaker sat down the last 5 since the home run by Cano back in the first inning.
Simmons has already made a couple of plays. Well, the ball has been hit really hard at him, and he makes it look easy.
Well, for any shortstop in the American League who had his sights set on winning some Gold Gloves, the trade by the Angels to bring Simmons over from the National League kind of throws some water on that. Makes it pretty tough.
It's going to make it tough.
One out, in steps Sean O'Malley. I thought one of the best plays we've seen Simmons make actually came when the Angels catcher, this was back home, tried to throw to catch a runner at second base, and there was nobody there, and Simmons went sprawling practically into shallow center field and caught that ball.
I believe that saved a run, too.
It was a mental lapse by the catcher, and Simmons was able to clean it up. One out, nobody on, a ball and a strike to O'Malley. And to right field, Calhoun. 2 outs. On a line, but an out, 2 down. And it's back to the top of the order. That brings in Aoki.
So far for the Mariners, first time through the lineup, just 1 hit. And that was the solo home run for Cano.
Robbie's 27th. Aoki brings his 6-game hitting streak into tonight. Really, this has been a fine trip for Nori. He's 9 for 20. Shoemaker's 0-1. And Aoki behind 0-2. A weak wave and a miss. Since the home run by Cano, Shoemaker has sat down 7 in a row. Seattle Mariners baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by the Out to Lunch Concert Series presented by the Downtown Seattle Association, by Seattle's closest Snoqualmie Casino, and by the new face of Strong, the 2016 Chevy Silverado. Look inside the concourse here inside Angel Stadium. The Mariners and the Angels concluding this 4-game series here tonight as Yunel Escobar leads off the bottom of the 3rd. Dating back to the start of last night, Escobar is 6 for his last 6. All singles.
And he has basically stayed up the middle of the field and to the right side. His base hit today into right field. Just tried to pull the ball.
Iwakuma falls behind. Here comes his 2-0. Easy fly ball into right field. Seth Smith is there for out number 1. One up, one down. It brings in Cole Calhoun. We kind of were talking about this a little bit last night, Mike, but it's been interesting to see the subtle changes for Calhoun from last year to this year. Calhoun last year, 26 home runs, had a lot of power in this Angels order, but this year, the home runs are down a little bit. His batting average is up, and as a result, he's walking more, he's striking out less, and simply he's just not pulling the ball as much.
You have to wonder if maybe that's part of a conversation he had with Mike Scioscia, letting him know we need you to hit up, but we need you to get on base more because of Mike Trout and Pujols sitting behind you. You look at his year that he had last year, and for me, I always thought he was a guy that would hit 5th or 6th in the lineup, not 2nd. But really, with all the changes the Angels have had, they really don't have a lot of options.
And really, even before that, Scioscia has been pretty hard and fast on the idea of having the trio of Calhoun, Trout, and Pujols stacked together. That is, no matter what the rest of the order is, even dating back to last year, those 3 have always been in order.
Well, you can't blame him. They're the best hitters he has. Pretty good curveball at 71 miles an hour.
Iwakuma a chance for his second strikeout. He fanned Pennington to begin the second. Facing Calhoun with 1 out and nobody on here in the 3rd. Two and two. Topped over by first base. Lynn is there. Iwakuma completes the out, number 2. Now there's no message that can't wait. Remember, drunk, drugs, or high, it's a DUI. Help us all reach Target Zero. Learn more at targetzero.org. First 2 men sat down here in the Angels' 3rd. It brings in Mike Trout for the 2nd time.
Aaron, Iwakuma's command has been so good lately that if you look at him in his walk total, his last 50 batters that he had faced, he had 1 walk until he walked Trout. And I think the biggest reason why is because he was just being so careful with him, which has kind of been the theme throughout this series.
Backhand, O'Malley from the cut of the grass, long throw, and time to get Trout. And that will quickly end the 3rd inning. Iwakuma sat down the last 7. We go to the 4th. Stadium. The Mariners and the Angels playing in the final game of the series. We'll take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Train. Tomorrow we start a quick homestand. A 6-game stand. It begins with the big 3-game weekend series against the Milwaukee Brewers. Star Wars weekend at Safeco Field. And then the Yankees come to town for 3 games before the Mariners are back on the road south side of Chicago. And then it should be a very interesting 3-game series against the Texas Rangers to end the month. Rangers in first place. They are off tonight, making their way to Tampa Bay. As we welcome Ryan Rowland-Smith into the booth. Ryan, good to have you once again.
I'm back, guys. Can't get rid of me.
we knew this would be a really fun pitching matchup going into tonight, and it seems like both starting pitchers have gotten into a groove now.
Yeah, definitely. You know, the guy you're watching right now, Shoemaker. You know, it's interesting. I watched him in the beginning of the season, off to a horrible start to start this year, as the Angels did too, getting off to a bad start. But they actually sent this guy down, and since he's come back, he's put together some really solid games. He looks good tonight.
Facing Smith, Cano, and Cruz here in the 4th. This is right on the button to right field. Splits the gap up to the wall. Smith has extra bases. And Seth coasts to second base. So that snaps 7 in a row, sat down by Shoemaker. Mariners' second hit. They have both been for extra bases.
This is an off-speed pitch. That's the split, and it just hangs up in the middle of the plate. And Seth squares it up. Seth, good numbers against Shoemaker. 357 with a couple of home runs coming into this game.
Tying run at second base for Cano, who connected on home run number 27 back in the first inning.
He jumped on a first pitch fastball, 93 miles an hour, right in the middle of the plate. Hit it out to right center.
On the first pitch again, Simmons goes to third. Escobar tags Smith right on the hip.
A little bit of a bad break on this. Cano squares it up. Simmons, you can see him playing up the middle, and then the ball's going to hit right off the front of the mound. An easy hop, gets to him quickly. I think if it stays on the ground low, Seth would have a chance to get over to third base. So a bad break for the Mariners.
Wipes away that leadoff double. 1 out, 1 on for Nelson Cruz.
It's one of the other things that is be interesting to watch, since we talk about the shift so much, is on a play like that, when you're at second base, if the ball is hit to your left, you automatically go to third. But now with the way they're changing the defenses, obviously the shortstop standing right there on a ball that's hit that hard makes it tough. Might have to change some of the ways they're teaching the base running in that situation, because Seth did exactly what you're told to do.
Well, not to mention the fact that we see the shift change throughout the course of the at-bat. It would seem like you're always having to take a look to your left, to your right, even behind you a little bit.
I pay attention to it. I still don't think there's anything that Seth could have done on that play.
One and one. Now Cruz represents the go-ahead run as we play here in the 4th. Nelly hitting his 30th home run of the season earlier in this series.
Looks like there's a little bit of a breeze blowing out to left. Maybe he can take advantage of that.
Now 1-2.
Brian, Aaron and I were talking earlier about Shoemaker, and I was surprised. I knew he had the good split and that he threw it quite a bit, but the fact that he leads baseball in splits and by 100 over Tanaka was amazing to me.
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, you know, you mentioned it earlier in the game, 50% split-fingered fastball. He goes to it a lot, but I mean, you see that good fastball right there, 92 on the outside corner. You know, sometimes in situations you just lose confidence with your fastball, and that could be a byproduct of how he started this year as well, where he's trying to command the strike zone a little bit with that fastball. Fell behind, had some rough starts early in the year, and then he said, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to stick with this split finger. It's working for me."
No, you're right, because his fastball this year, coming into the game, opponents are hitting 344, and that's an improvement.
Wow, that's better.
That's better.
Robbie at first base. The 1-2.
See it again right there.
And that's one of the things when you're facing somebody that throws so many splits. Good chance a lot of them are going to be in the dirt. So the guys on the bases really have to be aware, get a good secondary lead, and look to take the next base on a ball in the dirt, because he's going to throw it in the dirt quite a bit.
Keeping an eye on Cano. Mariners entered tonight having won 10 of their last 12. The offense has been clicking along in that span, hitting .280 as a team, averaging a home run a game, and the Mariners have already homered here tonight. That was Cano in the first inning. Trying to get something going off of Shoemaker here in the fourth. Bounces well in front of home. And a full count to Cruz. Seager on deck with Cano at first base. Now Robbie has attempted one steal this year.
Maybe Shoemaker feels it's time for him to try another one because he's already thrown over there a couple of times.
Maybe he knows something we don't.
Yeah.
And time is called.
I wonder sometimes. Take no offense, Ryan, but pitchers. but pitchers.
Oh, let's get it going, guys, right now.
But pitchers sometimes, I think they throw over there because either one, they don't like the pitch that they're coming set to throw, or two, maybe something else is gotten on their mind, so they just throw over just to throw over and then start the whole thing over again.
Absolutely, especially in this count 3-2, a guy who throws a split a high percentage of the time. You see it right there again.
That's the second time he's gotten Cruz to lose his helmet. Retires him with the strikeout, 2 down. Make plans to take in a Mariners game with the whole family at Safeco Insurance Grand Slam Family Package Night. Select tickets include a hot dog and a Pepsi at a one special package value price. Check out a list of this year's events when you visit Mariners.com. The splitter gets Cruz. It brings in Kyle Seager.
And the Angels have the shift on again. Kyle was jammed with a fastball his last time up. A little soft line drive out to the second baseman, Pennington.
Now Shoemaker sat down 9 of the last 10. Only given up 2 hits so far, the Cano homer and the Smith double, which has since been erased. Tying run at first for Seager. And to right field, Calhoun on a hop. This pushes Cano into second base. Seager 1 for 2 tonight.
Kyle looking to pull the ball. He's going to get a fastball probably on the outer half of the plate and lines it into right. Little sinking line drive. Good situation for Adam Lynn.
Now the Mariners had 1 hit over the first 3 innings against Shoemaker. They've got 2 here in the 4th now. And Lynn a chance to do something with a runner in scoring position, down by 1. First and second, 2 outs. 0-1 to Lynn. Now, Lynn's average this year against righties not where he would want it to be, more than likely, but of his 17 home runs, all but one have come against righties. So that has certainly been no surprise for Adam Lind, given his numbers entering this season.
Well, that's one of the reasons why they brought him in. To face right-handers, do some damage against him, hit some home runs. He's done it throughout his career.
Lind has a chance to tie this game up, if not give the Mariners the lead here in the fourth inning. Shoemaker off the mound, halfway to first base already. That ends the frame. 2 runners left. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Angels still by 1. Be Pujols, Simmons, and Buss due up for the Angels. Iwakuma, 2 runs, 1 earned allowed in the first inning, but he has kind of settled in since then, hasn't he, Ryan?
Yeah, settled in, and this is what he does. He can always make an adjustment that second, third, fourth inning, settle in and get deep into the game. You saw that error, Kyle Seager down the third base line. Cost him a little bit in that first inning with a pitch count, and obviously cost him a run, but he's starting to settle in now, and hopefully we'll see some vintage Iwakuma right here in the next couple innings.
Iwakuma making his 3rd start this year against the Angels. Overall has pitched well against Anaheim this season. That being said, one of his only 2 losses at Safeco Field this year came to the hands of the Halos. It was Pujols who reached on the air by Seager back in the first inning. They have the shift on.
He does well against this man, Albert Pujols. Pujols hitting 133, 45 at-bats against Iwakuma.
And he's had his number for some reason. Into the shift, right to O'Malley. And on 2 pitches, out number 1. Eight in a row sat down by Iwakuma. And it brings in Simmons, who jumped on the first pitch for an RBI single back in the first. That gave the Angels the lead they still hold.
Yeah, it seems like this whole lineup is really aggressive. Last couple of nights we've been watching, especially you got Escobar at the top of the lineup. Finally got him out. 5 for 5 last night, the base hit. But all these guys, especially Simmons, seem to jump on those first couple of pitches.
Very slow curveball.
See Iwakuma starting him off with something slow, something with a wrinkle in it, knowing that he's got to make that adjustment.
Ryan, it's an interesting point because if you look at the numbers this year offensively for the Angels, they have the fewest strikeouts in the majors. So if you're going up there swinging pitch 1, pitch 2, you have no chance to get to strike 3.
Yeah, I feel like besides the guys in the middle of that lineup, you got a bunch of those pesky hitters that are going to come up swinging early in the count.
Clubbed out towards Aoki. Having to chase after to the track, and Aoki on his heels makes the catch for out number 2.
The 2-0 pitch right here has to come back into the zone. So you take a look right here. Fastball middle of the zone. Simmons put a pretty good swing on that, but he knew right away he didn't get enough and got underneath it. Aoki able to run that thing down, get the first out of this inning. Excuse me, second out of this inning.
2 down facing Nick Buss, who bounced to a double play back in the first and into the inning. Starts him off with strike 1. Iwakuma, for his career against the Angels, has been very effective. An ERA well beneath 3. And if you look at his whip as well, less than 1, so just not allowing many base runners overall. When you consider the fact that, well, they've got Trout, of course, Pujols, but go back a couple of years, this was the best offense in the majors.
Yeah, a lot of turnovers since then, especially with this roster this year too. All the transactions these Angels have made. That's what happens too when you're a team, when you're down in your division, you're going to see a ton of turnover, ton of transactions, and Iwakuma facing some of these guys for the first time tonight, especially Nick Buss, who just got called up from Salt Lake City.
Hot shot right there to Seager's knees, and that ends the frame. 10 in a row sat down by Iwakuma. Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Angie, as Zunino will lead things off for the Mariners. A strikeout back in the second. Out towards the foul pole in left field, but hooking way foul for strike 1. Zunino entering tonight batting .266, 6 home runs. And it's 0-2. Now Zunino has seen nothing but strikes so far in his first 2 at-bats.
And nothing but off speed this at bat either. The slider to start him off and then back to that split. I got to say that, Aaron, when opponents are batting 186 off a pitch, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Not the number against the splitter this year, which we've seen his splitter thrown around 85 to 86 miles an hour tonight.
Yeah, it's hard. There's some velocity on that pitch, which again makes it tough because it's tough to pick up the rotation on that pitch.
Found back towards us, Ryan. Where are the hands? Oh, what a catch! In the Angels TV booth, Victor Rojas, the hands team. Bring that man a bag of ice. That was impressive.
I got no shot on that play. Let me tell you.
Victor on the right, Ragusa on the left. Very nicely played. 2-2.
Oh, all over that. Cricket style, bare hands. Like it. I'm jumping out of the way, I'm sorry.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It's been too long. I haven't put a glove on for a while, so I'm scooting out of the way on that one.
And here I was expecting that you would protect the whole booth, Ryan. This is very alarming news. I'm glad you actually told us this.
I have to admit it. You see the latter part of this at bat, nothing but fastballs, but you notice that fastball out of the strike zone. You know, you see the average against that fastball up there over 300. If he's going to throw that fastball, he expands the zone.
One more time, the 2-2.
This is the kind of at bat you want, Mike Zunino, forcing him to throw a lot of pitches. When you are so heavy on an off-speed pitch, that's when you start to really try and grind out these at bats, and this is what puts the starter on his back feet a little bit.
And Zunino able to draw a walk to begin this top of the fifth after falling behind early. It's a nice plate appearance.
Center fielder, number 12, Leonis Martin.
First walk tonight by Shoemaker. The Mariners have the tie and run aboard. It brings in Martin. Looking at a strike. Martin not pleased with that call.
Yeah, tough call right down the inside part of the play. That walk to Mike Zunino, who drew out that long at bat. Leonis Martin, hopefully he knows this number, 64 straight plate appearances against left-handed hitters without allowing a walk. Shoemaker. There you go, swinging.
Oh, 2. Well, Shoemaker had a remarkable run earlier this season, right along those lines. He faced 155 consecutive batters without allowing a walk. He struck out 49 hitters in that span. 49 strikeouts without a walk sprinkled in.
That's impressive.
It was finally a walk to Carlos Santana of the Indians. That broke it all up. Santana, a guy who each and every year is among the league leaders in walks. That tied a record from Pedro Martinez that had only been bested by Greg Maddux and Curt Schilling. Schilling struck out 56 batters between walks. 2-2. Zunino a leadoff walk to begin this fifth inning. He's a tying run. Pitch number 6 coming up. Shoemaker, originally undrafted out of college, went to Eastern Michigan, signed as a free agent by the Angels, and then went on to win their minor league pitcher of the year award, and then was almost forgotten about by the Halos. The 2-2. Base hit through the right side. Zunino will trot into second base. A walk, a single, and the Mariners have something going here in the fifth. It brings in Sean O'Malley.
You see Leonys Martin able to keep his hands inside this ball and get enough of it. Get some grass out there in the outfield. Great, good at bat right there. We're already seeing 14 pitches this inning, and you know, Shoemaker, I mentioned last inning how efficient he's been, and now they're starting to chip away at that pitch count.
We saw Shoemaker at one point retire 7 in a row. Faced the minimum in the second, did the same thing in the third. And barely had to work a sweat up in that third inning. So now the Mariners have the tying run in scoring position. That's Zunino. Martin the go ahead at first. And here is O'Malley, who's been swinging a hot bat this month.
And a guy can create some havoc too up at the plate. Saw the bunt last night.
Well, the corners are brought in. Ball one. Escobar third. Choi at first. O'Malley hitting .333 in the month of August. And 4 of his 10 hits have been for extra bases, including a couple of home runs. The 1-0. But shown. And it's 2-0. Close pitch that time.
You have the ability to bunt too, like O'Malley does when you have speed. It really opens up the holes. You see, take a look right there. You see the corners pulled in. There's so much room in between the shortstop and the third base to poke a hit through that gap, and also the first baseman and second baseman.
How conscious of that are you as a pitcher, or are you too zoned in on the catcher?
Yeah, you try and zone in, but you see Sean O'Malley showing bunt. Whether he's trying to bunt or not, it's just a way to draw in that infield just a little bit more to give you a little bit more range to hit in. So as a pitcher, sometimes you see that, and yeah, even mid-delivery, you sometimes thinking, okay, is he going to drop a bunt down right here? Because you want to field your position and get it out.
Two on, nobody out, top of the fifth. And O'Malley ahead of the count. 2-2. O'Malley's had some big moments for the Mariners recently. A chance to tie this game up, if not give the Mariners the lead. Shoemaker's 2-2. Cut on and missed. O'Malley is down swinging.
Again, going back to that nasty split inside the zone. You see how tough this pitch is. That pitch was left up, and you see the reaction right there from Sean O'Malley. When you start to get those kind of swings, you know that pitch is tough to hit. That's where you see opponents hitting 186 off that split finger.
One out, 2 on for Aoki. Aoki 0 for 2 tonight, struck out his last time up. Top to Pennington. Trying to run down Martin. Throws to first. Not in time. Aoki's safe. Zunino survives at third.
There's Martin. Starting to motion to the dugout. Take a look on the replay. He doesn't think he got touched. Tough to see from that angle.
Here comes Scioscia. That does not necessarily look promising at first. Now Scioscia now taking a left-hand turn, wants to talk things over with the home plate umpire, Jeff Kellogg, the crew chief.
The play is under review.
Now Scioscia is challenging the play at first base. We are efforting to gather some angles to take a better look at second base. The play at first base does not look promising for the Mariners. Take a look at the play at second involving Martin. This is a perfect angle, and the laces of the glove do not count. They have ruled Martin safe at second base and Aoki out at first, which is the right call.
It is, and they've definitely backfired. If you see right here, 2 out base hit, this might really backfire for Mike Scioscia. It's definitely out of first base, but we looked at the tag early on Leonys Martin. Laces do not count, and this could definitely work in the Mariners' favor right here. Seth Smith comes up with a hit.
Two outs and 2 on for Smith. Tying run at third. Smith going after the first pitch. Now this came up on the last homestand, the definition of the tag rule. And the reason it came up was because there was what looked to be a tag, but only with the arm. So it has to be actually tagged with the glove. The ball. After all, you could have your laces about 14 inches long on your glove and you can bullwhip somebody. 1-1. It was a couple of years ago where Joe Maddon actually had a pitcher's laces cut off in the middle of a game on his glove, as Maddon was claiming it was a distraction for his hitters. Big chance here in the 5th with 2 outs and 2 on.
Seth taking some good swings right now. He hits Shoemaker pretty well. It's a good matchup right now for Seth.
Well, Smith doubled him back in the 4th. Mariners trying to capitalize on a mistake here. Two runners in scoring position, 2 outs. The 1-2, a check swing. They're going to appeal down to third base. He does not go, says Alan Porter. Mariners so far tonight have twice as many hits as the Angels, but they are trailing by a run. Go ahead run at second base for the Mariners. 2 outs. Ji-Man Choi near the line, and he'll flip to Shoemaker, who strands runners at second and third, Martin and Zunino, and that ends the top of the 5th. Seattle Mariners baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by BNSF, sponsor of the BNSF Blast. By the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 191, investing in our future. By Shag, where your friends live. And by Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com. Now the Mariners stranded a couple. They've left 4 over the last 2 innings. Pennington swings for the first pitch here in the 5th, the home half.
Another guy in this lineup likes to swing early and often. Cliff Pennington.
Oh, 2.
.56 pitches for Iwakuma. 37 strikes, 19 balls. Been pretty efficient after that first inning.
Check swing foul. Akuma will try to feast on the bottom third of this order. Pennington, Bandy, and Choi here in the last of the 5th. Iwakuma's 0-2. A big looping curve missing, 1-2. Getting close to 60 pitches as we just begin the last of the 5th inning.
See Kuma working on his mechanics in between pitches right now. Showing a bit of frustration. Knowing he should be able to execute those pitches, especially a guy like Cliff Pennington who, he's a free swinger. So that slow curveball, then that little slider cutter he throws, both missing.
Iwakuma told us yesterday that the cutter and the slider, Ryan, he has 3 different grips that he can go to during the game, depending on how he wants to manipulate that pitch, a lefty, a righty, inside, outside. I found that kind of interesting.
Yeah, speed it up, slow it down. Sometimes a certain grip you've used. I mean, you're continually evolving as a pitcher. You start to use different grips. See a good one right there. But you try and use different grips. Whether you're trying to speed up a pitch or slow it down. And he has so many different looks from the same arm slot, different speeds on those pitches. And you see right here, as we take a look right here, here's the split. This pitch is well executed. He missed a couple pitches, and he was able to finish him off right there with that good split down in the dirt.
Now 2 strikeouts tonight. They've both gone to Pennington. Leadoff man retired. It brings in Jet Bandy. Clubs this trouble down by the foul pole to the left. And this is fair and gone. It's a tied game. Pardon me, 3-1 Halos. 2 in the first for the Angels. A run here in the 5th. Bandy's 8th home run this season. He ambushes the first pitch from Iwakuma.
Yeah, ambush is right. This entire lineup, except for the middle of it, they jump over those first couple pitches, and we see this pitch just sitting way too much in the middle of the plate. Perfect bat speed right there for Jet Bandy. He crushed that pitch. Kept it fair. Just fair as it wraps around that foul pole.
Brings in Ji-Man Choi. We saw one off the foul pole the other night. So the Angels now by 2. A 1-out solo homer from Bandy. Martin nearing the track, able to slow up, coast for round number 2. Well, join King's Court this Saturday when Felix and the Mariners take on the Brewers at 6:10 for just $30. You'll get a King's Court t-shirt, a K-card, and main level ticket. Grab your seat in Saturday's King's Court at mariners.com/Felix. Star Wars weekend coming up at Safeco Field and King's Court on Saturday night as well. That home run from Bandy, that snapped 11 batters in a row, sat down by Iwakuma. First man to reach since Simmons' RBI singled in the first. Escobar looks at ball one. This is an Angels team that does not hit many home runs as Escobar gets hobbled by that foul ball. Well, we saw 3 home runs by the Angels in a game earlier this series. Only the Royals have smacked fewer homers this year in the league than the Angels. But Bandy going deep to add onto the lead here in the 5th. Escobar 5 hits last night, 1 for 2 this evening. Waits back, watch out, right by Iwakuma.
See Kuma right now getting a little bit too much in the middle of the plate, and Escobar hits him well. It's 8 for the last 16 off Iwakuma, and everything's just left up in the zone. And Escobar right now is red hot. 5 hits last night, 2 tonight.
He's 7 for his last 8. And that one was a little close for comfort for Iwakuma. Brings on Calhoun.
This is a pretty fresh Angels lineup too, and Iwakuma's a guy who pitches off a plan usually, and he goes off what he's done off guys before, you know. And a guy like Jeb Bandy, who got called up, you know, in May, he's barely faced, you know, Jeb Bandy, and he's got some pop. Jeb Bandy's an offensive catcher, and you know, a guy like Iwakuma, sometimes, you know, when you're facing a guy for the first couple times, you have to sort of feel him out a little bit. And he's just leaving a little bit too much out in the middle of the plate right now, and just giving him a little bit too much to hit, especially in this inning.
2 outs, Escobar at first base. The 0-1 makes it 0-2. Iwakuma gave up the 2 runs in the first, only 1 earned. And then absolutely settled into a groove, had a double play ball to end that inning. And then sat down 11 straight hitters before the home run from Bandy on the first pitch.
So he's gone back up in the zone. Trying to get up and in on Cole Calhoun with that fastball.
When we get to the 6th, it'll be Cano, Cruz, and Seager all due up. Mariners now trailing by 2. Ball and 2 strikes to Calhoun. And what gets tricky right now for Iwakuma, although he's ahead of the count. 1 run already in. You've got a man at first base at Escobar. Trout is on deck with Pujols to follow. Still very manageable to this point, just 2 runs. trying desperately to finish off Calhoun.
Yeah, you got the middle of that order right now, and that pitch count's starting to creep up a little bit in the 70s.
2-2.
See Iwakuma right now, just the body language, a little bit of a shift in confidence right now with him. He's looking around a little bit, his head's down, just really trying a little bit too much to execute these pitches with 2 strikes. So you got to take a little bit, just take a breath, lock back in, just make that pitch, especially here with 2 strikes and 2 outs.
Cano in the right place at exactly the right time. Barely has to move it all for it. And Calhoun is out number 3. Bandy's 8th home run has given the Angels now a 2-run lead. Good to know as we begin the top of the 6th inning.
Yeah, it's definitely good news hearing about that starting rotation. Hopefully Taijuan Walker can string a couple of them along, get back up here and patch up this much needed rotation help.
13 different starters now this season for the Mariners. Cano for the first time tonight taking the first pitch. A home run back in the first. That's been the only offense so far for the Mariners. They've left 4 base runners over the last 2 innings. Up the middle, and Simmons lined up perfectly for it. 1 down. Sound Transit's new Link Light rail stations are open on Capitol Hill and at the UW. You can plan your trip at soundtransit.org. One out for Nelson Cruz.
Give the coaching staff from the Angels an assist on that play right there. That's the 2nd time he's crushed the ball up the middle, and that shift has worked perfectly.
Eaten right up. Cruz 0 for 2, a strikeout back of the 4th. Now, Ryan, when you were pitching, how much was the shift a part of the game?
Nowhere near like it is now. I mean, we're talking 9-hole hitters with huge shifts. Back when I was pitching, I sound like an old timer right now. But only a couple of years ago, actually, you would see, the big guy, David Ortiz. I'll throw a Giambi at you too. Those guys had those giant shifts, and it was only left-handed hitters really. And then all of a sudden, last couple of years, they've got the sabermetrics has played such a big role in baseball now, and you see these giant shifts all up and down the lineup.
Would you change what you did any differently if you had one of those shifts on? Granted, they were few and far between, it sounds like.
Sometimes it's in the back of your mind. You turn around, you see this, gaping hole over at shortstop, especially against a lefty. And not getting the call right there. Fastball down the middle. But, sometimes, for me, I was always pitch to your strengths, no matter what's going on behind you, no matter what the hitter does, pitch to your strengths as opposed to pitching to their weakness. But it does play a role when you've got that giant shift on. If you can get down and into a certain guy like Giambi, if you can get that fastball, running fastball down and in, left on left, he's going to hit right into that shift all day.
Muscled high, crushed out to the wall and left, and this is gone by a ton. 31 home runs this season for Nelson Cruz, obliterated out to left field. All you can do is shake your head if you're the Angels. The Mariners are within a run.
Yeah, there's no shift where you can put someone out in the bullpen for that. Huge home run from Nelson Cruz. It's good to see. He's starting to hit and sting every ball. As we take another look right here. Pitch left up in the zone, and you cannot do that to that man right there. He is going to get you 8 times out of 10.
Now, both that he has hit here in Anaheim have been way out there to left center field. Seager on the first pitch. Now, Ryan's already told us he won't catch this. It's above our heads.
I'm starting to lock in on the balls coming back. It's a weird angle. I think it's a new angle for me. I'm starting to lock in. I need to get my cricket skills up. Bare hands all day.
Hey, champ, whatever excuses you need. We're relying on you. 421 feet for Cruz. Showing a bunt with the shift on, and now 0-2.
You see Kyle Seager trying to beat the shift, and we've been seeing more of that too this season, more so than last year. Last couple of years is when that shift up and down the whole lineup started to become a huge factor, and you see Kyle Seager out there trying to lay that bunt down. You see that gaping hole over by third base, and why not? Start a bit of a rally, start manufacturing runs, get guys on.
We've seen him pick his spots. With the shift on when to drop down the bunt. Seager down on 3 pitches.
First baseman, number 26, Adam Lee.
Nelson Cruz has brought the Mariners within 1. We've seen 2 solo homers here tonight by the Mariners from some usual suspects. Cruz and then Cano back in the first.
It's so good to watch him hit when a pitcher hangs a pitch, leaves something out over the zone, and his eyes light up, and it is so fun to watch him just crush balls.
Ball 1 to Lind with the shift on. Lind has twice grounded back to the mound. We mentioned earlier, Iwakuma has received tremendous run support this year, nearly 6 runs per start.
Yeah, it's nice to know when you go into a start knowing your team can produce 6 runs.
And that ruled strike 2, and Lind having a word or two. And for the 3rd time, Shoemaker's bare hand will help to complete the out and end the inning. Nelson Cruz, 30 home runs, 31 home runs and counting this year for the Boomstick. We go to the bottom of the 6th, the Mariners within 1. Time to take a look at our Big Fish Casino big catch. Mike, how about this one? Number 31.
It was an impressive home run. Gets a fastball that he can handle. Hits it out to left center field. For Nelson Cruz, his 31st home run of the year, and Mike Scioscia didn't seem too pleased.
We've seen that look a couple of times here at Anaheim. Scioscia camp. Good to have Mike Flowers back. Ryan Rowland-Smith will be back with us in the postgame show. Presented by Delta Airlines. Strike one to Trout to begin the bottom of the sixth.
Seeing that home run from Cruz and watching Shoemaker. We talked a lot about how the Mariners have been able to manufacture some runs and score some runs outside of the home run. This might be one of those nights where they need to hit a couple of them because it's going to be difficult to string together a bunch of hits. He's been really good. I think the way he's mixed it up tonight is a bit surprising. He's actually using his fastball a little bit more than I expected him to.
And the numbers that you mentioned on his fastball were just atrocious, which would lead you to be surprised that he's using it more.
Yeah.
Stays 1-2 to Trout. Easy play for Martin. Trout out to his counterpart, one down. Are you the ultimate Northwest fan of the state of Idaho? Then Root Sports is looking for you. Throughout the month of August, submit a photo and story on our website at rootsports.com/ultimate-fan. And you could win a VIP trip for two to Seattle in September, a personalized jersey and more. For official rules, just visit rootsports.com.
And it's amazing with Iwakuma. This next pitch is going to be 80 for him as he works here in the sixth inning, and that's after having to throw extra pitches in the first because of an error. But he's been so efficient, and the same can be said today.
A low skip to O'Malley. This will help the pitch count out a little bit. 2 outs. Pujols 0 for 3. Iwakuma retires the first 2 Angels hitters here in the sixth, now facing Simmons. I'll tell you what, Mike, for Simmons, his incredible glove vastly overshadows the fact that he's a supreme defender batting .277 at shortstop. This is not an easy out.
He's just a good player all the way around. And I think that for the Angels, when I saw the deal, as much as I appreciated the work of Ibar, I think with his age, obviously an upgrade for them.
One of the best defenders in the game, regardless of position. Ibar, by the way, now at the Detroit Tigers.
And when did that happen?
It just happened. He was in the lineup for the Tigers last night. Dansby Swanson called up by the Atlanta Braves. Former #1 overall draft pick in the Shelby Miller deal.
I saw that he had a couple of hits in his debut.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
Taken out of Vanderbilt. 2 outs, nobody on for Simmons. O'Malley off to his left, and a good pick. And Iwakuma retires his side in order for the 4th time in the first 6 innings. Inning, the Mariners a couple of solo home runs. Cano and Cruz right now 3-2 in favor of the Angels. Take a look at our CenturyLink What's Next coming up in the weekend, Star Wars weekend series against the Brewers, as we have learned the rest of the rotation for the Milwaukee Brewers. We will see Garza on the final day of the series. We'll see Felix. Kings Court will be in session on Saturday night from Safeco Field.
Hopefully Wade LeBlanc can continue to do what he has done, give him some quality starts. I don't think anybody's looking for him to throw a 9-inning shutout, but if he can give him 6 innings like he has, keep the score within reach, maybe leave with a lead.
Well, if I'm a fan and find out that LeBlanc is pitching at Safeco Field, I'm gobbling up that ticket, because there seems to be Adam Lind walk-off homers when LeBlanc pitches at home.
That's a good point.
And his debut against the Cardinals, and then when Chris Sale was up on the mound against the White Sox. Oh, 2.
Talking about Iwakuma and his pitch count, Shoemaker is in the same boat, just 84 pitches, 60 strikes out of 84 pitches.
Dropping towards no man's land, but not with Simmons there. Making Pennington. One out, it brings in Martin. Martinez single back in the 5th. Representing the tying run here in the 7th.
Escobar, the third baseman, playing in on the grass, trying to take the bunt away from him.
A healthy swing and a miss. When you were talking to Mike about how good Shoemaker has looked tonight, has it simply been how effective his fastball has been?
No, I think it's been the combination of the two. He's really mixed it up well. His fastball location has been very good tonight, and he's basically stayed with 2 pitches, the fastball and the split. And because he's able to keep his arm speed up and sell his split, it's hard to pick it up, recognize it as a hitter, and then all of a sudden the bottom drops out of it. And I think at times you go up there and you're just basically guessing whether you're going to get a fastball or not. He's done an excellent job of mixing it up enough to where they can't tell. Cano obviously jumping on a first pitch fastball, and then Cruz finally was able to get a fastball that he had out of the ballpark. See the first pitch to Martin? It was the split, and he was looking for that first pitch fastball, and he swings out in front of it. So I think it's the way he's mixed it up, and the location of his fastball has been good.
Full count to Martin. O'Malley on deck with a 1 out.
Done an excellent job against left-handers. He's faced 70 lefties in a row without a walk.
That's remarkable.
It really is.
Overall, this year's had fantastic command. We mentioned his numbers since coming back up from AAA. 17 walks, 110 strikeouts. And right on cue, a walk to a lefty.
Sometimes you have to jinx them. Try to help the guys out a little bit. Well, the good news for the Mariners is they have some pretty good speed now at first base, and Martin on this road trip has a couple of stolen bases. He's starting to run a little bit more.
So bring out Charles Nagy, the pitching coach. Alvarez warming up in the bullpen. But really interesting right now looking around the wild card standings, and it's one of those questions right now, Mike, who do you root for? The Mariners sandwiched between the Red Sox and the Orioles, the two wild card teams on top right now, and then right behind the Mariners, the Tigers, well, and now the Yankees because of a loss by the Astros today. But for the Mariners, right now you've got the Astros who are, you can't quite say nipping at the heels, but they're within a few games. They're pretty close. Astros playing a 4-game series that began today against Baltimore. Meanwhile, the Red Sox taking on the Tigers, a team immediately behind the Mariners. Pretty interesting.
It is interesting. And unfortunately for the Mariners, they're not going to play Boston or Baltimore again. So I think you really are pushing for those teams to lose because they can take care of business against Houston. They have New York coming in for 3. As long as it's in your hands, I think you take your chances with that. But when you need help, that's what makes it tough.
Tying run at first. Astros have now lost 5 in a row. They got routed earlier tonight, 13-5 against the Orioles. Baltimore hammering 5 homers, and Astros starters, the last 5 games during this 5-game losing streak, they have an ERA hovering around 8. They have been shelled.
I haven't looked in a while. Has Dallas Keuchel gotten any better? Or is he still struggling a lot?
He had a complete game shutout, called it 2 weeks ago, and then the following start was, sadly for his sake, right back to what we've seen for much of this season.
Good news for the Mariners, though.
Absolutely. But it's been a huge surprise, his struggles.
Good lead for Martin.
0-1. But the Tigers winning earlier today, day baseball from Comerica. They took down the Red Sox. Tigers winning, Astros losing. One out, Martin at first base. Our updated Delta Airlines keep climbing wild card standings. We'll be seeing the Yankees for 3 games after those weekend series coming up against Milwaukee. Right now, Red Sox and Orioles, the top 2 teams. The Mariners right behind them. Tigers within a game of the Mariners. O'Malley behind. Of somewhat of a note for the Tigers, Justin Upton has just been in a serious funk for Detroit. 1 for his last 31. He's hitting 130 for the month. And Brad Ausmus said earlier today that he is hoping to give him the entire series off against Boston. He had to use him late off the bench in the game today. They're trying to get him figured out.
He was leaning.
A lot of attention being paid to Martin here.
That's tough when you have one of the guys that you're really counting on as one of your stars, and you get to this point in the season and you're talking about sitting him for a series. That was a few years ago. A similar thing happened with David Ortiz, but that was earlier in the year.
Crunch time now. Get him to be. There he goes.
Pretty good jump. Nothing that O'Malley can do. That pitch was too close to take.
I know we've talked about it from time to time, Mike, but we have seen really the burst and the speed of Martin back, haven't we?
Yeah, I think so. And again, the indication for me is that he's actually been trying to steal on this road trip, so he's feeling much better. I saw him having at bat when he ended up getting a base hit and watched him run out of the box hard right away. I thought that was a pretty good indicator, too.
Simmons goes to the bag himself to complete the double play. A one-out walk erased. And we go to the bottom of the 7th. Time to stretch. That imagination right now, because you need to be ready if you win Washington's lottery. Play today. Down to the bottom of the 7th inning here from inside Angel Stadium. The final game of the series. A win for the Mariners would mean a series win. They would take 3 games out of 4, but they'll have to come from behind to do it. Right now trailing by a run as Iwakuma goes back to the mound here in the last of the 7th.
Iwakuma now at 84 pitches, 55 strikes. Simmons, Buss, Pennington due up for the Angels. Excuse me, Buss, Pennington, and Bandy due up.
Ball one of the Angels left fielder. Had a hard line drive out to end the 4th and found Seager's glove. Martin ranging off to his left. 1 down. That brings in Pennington. Like, we have played now 4 games here in Anaheim, and we have not said one name one time, and that is Johnny Giavotella. He has just evaporated from the Angels. He's on the roster. He's been on the bench.
Yeah, we've seen Petit play second a couple of times. Pennington tonight.
Giavotella was a pretty sizable part of this Angels team last year and has turned into essentially the 25th man. Pennington, a 1-out single. I'll be sure to stick around after the game for Mariners post-game presented by Delta Airlines. Angie, Ryan, and Brad, I'll be with you. We'll hear from the usual suspects, the skipper. Also a chance to hear from Cano and maybe Nelson Cruz as well, both going deep in this one tonight. Mariners are guaranteed a winning road trip. They're 4-2 on this trip. One out, 1 on for Bandy. after a storm beginning to loosen up.
Well, we talked about it at the beginning of the game, and typically it's somewhere in that 90 to 95 range for Iwakuma, and he's at 88 now.
Needing 2 more outs to finish off the 7th. Hit and run on. Out there to Smith to make the catch. Pennington easily back to the bag at first. Now 2 pitches to Buss, 1 pitch to Pennington, 2 pitches to Bandy. And the number 9 hitter now, Ji-Man Choi. Choi has twice flown out to Martin in center field. At one point tonight, Iwakuma sent down 11 straight hitters before giving up the home run to Bandy in the 5th. Ball 1. Len holding Pennington at first. Iwakuma, the only Mariner starter to make every start this year. Tonight, number 25. Hard hit into center field. Pennington making a turn. Martin throwing strong to Seager. Pennington safe, and now Choi is caught in the middle. Tag applied, that ends the inning. Choi runs into an out to end the 7th, and a runner is stranded at third base on some nice hustle by Robinson Cano. Time to take a glance at our Columbia Bank difference of the game. Matt Shoemaker, Mike, a quality start tonight.
One of the things we talked about at the start of the game and how well he has pitched as of late. Excellent split tonight. As you can take a look at this split right here to Kyle Seager out in front of it. Pretty good fastball, right around 93 miles an hour. Good command of his fastball was a big key.
Jose Alvarez, the new pitcher up on the mound for Mike Scioscia. He's making his third appearance in this series.
For Alvarez, his fastball right around 91 miles an hour. This will be his 50th appearance on the year, 3.80 ERA. 45 strikeouts, over 12 walks. Opponents hitting 308. He's given up 4 home runs. Also has a changeup, curve, slider, cutter. Throws them all.
Facing Aoki.
For Shoemaker, really pitched well. 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. They were earned, a couple of solo home runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. He threw 97 pitches.
Gutierrez has appeared on deck to pinch hit for Seth Smith after Aoki. Simmons off the cast iron, maybe the knee.
And it'll be
a long way.
A couple of bases for Aoki because of it. That's probably the 4th ball that was hit like that at Simmons. He was able to handle the first 3, but that one looked like it was off his knee, and that'll be a base hit. Double for Aoki. It's a slicing line drive, 1 hop. Hits him right off of his knee.
Now a 7-game hitting streak for Aoki. And the tying run in scoring position.
Great start.
You're right. The degree of difficulty for Simmons on almost every ground ball hit his way tonight has been awfully tough.
It has been. Mike Scioscia out of the dugout. He's going to go to his right-hander, Valdez, ready to go in the bullpen.
3 pitches for Alvarez. That's it. We've got a pitching change. For some reason, good things just happened when Tim Wakefield was up on the mound, Mike.
Tim Wakefield, very nice. Yeah, that was an interesting game. The thing I remember with that game is we were obviously in the hunt at that time, trying to get into the postseason. And the night before that game, Aaron, we were playing in Oakland, and Norm Charlton came in to save the game. We were up by a run. I made an error, and eventually it cost us the game. We ended up losing it. So that's the beauty of this game. The very next day, we're in the Kingdome. It's packed, and I hit a grand slam in the first inning, I believe. And then the 3-run homer in the second.
Have a night.
That'll turn things around quickly. Jose Valdez going to take over. High ERA, has not pitched much. It's 5 1/3 for him. Pretty good fastball, 94 miles an hour fastball slider.
Well, the Mariners have the tying run at second base. That's Aoki after the double that clanked off of Simmons' knee. Goody, the go-ahead run at the plate. It's a piece to make it 1-1. The Mariners had the solo home run by Cruz in the 6th. This is the first time the Mariners have had a runner in scoring position since the 5th inning. They stranded 2 runners in the 4th, 2 runners in the 5th, including leaving runners at 2nd and 3rd in the 5th inning.
And normally in this situation, the hitter is going to try to hit the ball the other way. If you get a base hit, great, but if you make it out, you want to move the run up. So this should be right in Frankie Gutierrez's wheelhouse. His power is to right field. Inside out swing, he gets jammed on that fastball.
Trout in medium depth. That keeps Aoki put at second base. Return of the Jedi on a screen the size of the Death Star. Be a part of history this Saturday as we showcase the film on Mariners Vision, one of the largest screens a Star Wars movie has ever been played on. It's all part of Star Wars Weekend at Safeco Field, and we hope to see you there. You can find details at mariners.com/Jedi.
I think maybe they have the right guy at the plate. Cano has hit the ball on the button every time. Just has the solo home run. But he has hit the ball hard at the shortstop. Simmons a couple of times. One a line out, one a one hop ground ball.
Looks at strike one.
Cano with his home run now. 27 home runs. 75 RBIs for Robbie.
Time is called. Cano a chance to tie this game up, if not do more. Mariners trying to come from behind in this one and complete what would be a 5-2 road trip. It would also mean a series win here against the Angels. 1-2. We were talking about dramatic home runs from Adam Lind, walk-off home runs. If you go back to that series against the White Sox when he had the walk-off homer in the game started by Chris Sale. The Mariners have won 5 series, they have lost 1 series, and they have split 1 series. They have won 5 out of 7 series since that one against Chicago began. And the only series loss came on the road to the best team in baseball in a game the Mariners had the lead in the 9th inning, facing the Cubs at Wrigley. Swinging out of his shoes, Cano down on strikes.
He's going to get a breaking ball, and it is up, out over the plate, and he just missed it. That was a mistake by Valdez, and he was able to get away with it.
And brings in Nelson Cruz, a solo home run back in the 6th inning, his last time up. Mariners trying not to waste a leadoff double by Aoki. He's a tying run at second base. Simmons not having to move far. That ends the threat for the Mariners here in the 8th inning. Aoki, after the double off of Simmons' knee, is left stranded at second base. Seattle Mariners Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Money Tree. Proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. By Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Jack's Brewhouse Bacon Burger today at Jack in the Box. Limited time only at participating restaurants. And by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. Inside Angel Stadium, the Mariners trailing 3-2. As we move to the bottom of the 8th inning, a change in right field. Seth Smith. Goody Harris replaced him as a pinch hitter. Goody stays in the game and is in right field. And Iwakuma done for the night, Mike.
7 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 1 walk, a couple of strikeouts. He threw 92 pitches. Nick Vincent going to take over. 40 appearances on the year for Nick, 3.5 ERA, 48 strikeouts, 9 walks over 41 innings. Opponents hitting just .219 off of Nick. Fastball in the low 90s, has a cutter in the upper 80s and a slider.
Ball 1 to Escobar. Escobar just continues to go the opposite way, off the base of the wall. What a series this has been for the leadoff hitting third baseman for the Angels.
This is going to be a cut fastball out over the plate. He's consistently hit the ball the other way against the Mariners. This one able to find the gap. Now you're getting into the tough part of the lineup. Escobar's double. You have Calhoun, the Trout, Pujols due up.
Oh, 2 on Calhoun. Calhoun 0 for 3 tonight. Vincent trying to keep this game close. Calhoun retired. There's out number 1.
That's a big strikeout. Calhoun was trying to pull the ball the entire at bat. A couple of elevated fastballs, and then comes back. Looks like a cut fastball. And it is down and in off the plate, which is the key, and gets him to swing right over the top of it. You can see the spin of the ball. It's going to move just enough, 86 miles an hour. And a quality pitch from Nick Vincent. Now they'll put Trout on. Be his second walk of the game. Nobody getting loose in the Mariner bullpen.
Trout aboard. He's at first. Escobar at second base for Pujols. Help make Safeco Field your man cave for Guys Night Out on Saturday, September 3rd. Get a ticket and a first drink for $35 through this ticket special thanks to EQC. You can visit mariners.com/guys for tickets and details.
Pujols 1 for 4 in his career against Nick Vincent. That one hit, a home run.
Strike 1 to Pujols, who is grounded out to shortstop his last 2 times up. To left center field. Escobar rounding third and scoring. Trout hits the bag at third. He's coming home. You can add 2 more RBIs to the season total for Pujols. 95 on the year. 5-2 Angels.
It's a cut fastball. It's not a bad pitch. It's actually off the plate away. Pujols obviously looking out there as he hits the line drive into the gap. Speed of Trout coming around to score from first.
Here is Simmons. Only 1 out. Pujols in scoring position. You know, Mike, when you look at this Hall of Fame career for Albert Pujols, look at all the home runs, all the doubles, the RBIs. 1 home run shy of tying Mark McGwire for 10th most in the history of the game. One of the most amazing things for all the seasons, all the at-bats for Pujols. Only 1 time in his career has he struck out 4 times in 1 game.
It is amazing when you consider the power hitter that he is.
Not just missing to make it 2-1. Pujols at second base, 1 out. And now 3-1. Meanwhile, Edgar Martinez, a 4 strikeout game, twice. And 1 was in 16 innings.
Can you really count that?
Can't count that, can you?
No.
O'Malley a backhand. Thrown out to Seager. Now Pujols caught in between. Cano running him back. And the tag finally put on by Nick Benson. Pujols holds up the defense enough for Simmons to get into scoring position. We knew very little about Nick Buss entering this series. He had hardly been in the major leagues. A little time with the Dodgers a couple of years ago. But Mike, he's been, and granted, a very limited number of at-bats. He's looked pretty good.
He's looked really good. The thing that is apparent with him is he finds a way to get the barrel to the baseball. Sometimes it's an inside-out swing. Sometimes he's out in front a little bit. But he typically will square it up when he puts it in play. A couple of hard outs in this one. It's like Fernando Salas getting loose in the pen.
The now closer for the Angels.
Vidal Nuno getting loose in the Mariner pen.
Up the middle. Cano can't get there. O'Malley trying to cut it off. And that will keep Simmons at third base. Nice work by O'Malley to keep that from dying into shallow right field.
Right off the end of the glove of Cano. Deflects it a little bit, and O'Malley backing him up, able to pick it up. And as Aaron mentioned, keeping Simmons at third, and that'll bring out Scott Service. It looks like he's going to get Nuno.
Switch hitting Cliff Pennington is due up. Runners on the corners. You got a pitching change. Pitching change as we play in the bottom of the 8th inning. Angels leading 5-2. Take a look at our Century Link. What's next? The 3-game weekend series against the Brew Crew Star Wars weekend from Safeco Field. It'll be the lefty Wade LeBlanc going in game 1, and then Saturday night Kings Court in full effect at Safeco Field. Felix up on the hill looking to keep his good times rolling along. Felix pitching very well as of late. And then Ariel Miranda, we just saw him here in Anaheim, will go on Sunday as we take a look now at Vidal Nuno.
42 appearances, a 2.78 ERA, 43 strikeouts, over 8 walks, opponents hitting .253.
A pinch hitter, Jeffrey Marte. Simmons at third base. Buss is singled at first. And strike one. Munoz 1-1. And now ahead of the count. Mariners trailed by a run going into this bottom of the 8th inning. And then Pujols drives into the double. With Rodden Escobar, who doubled to begin the inning. And it scored Trout from first base, who reached on the intentional walk. When we reach the 9th, it'll be Seager, Lind, and Zunino all due up. Time is called. Three balls and 2 strikes to Marte, pinch hitting. Bandy, the catcher, is on deck. Simmons the man at third, while Buss is at first.
And you're trying to keep the baseball in on his hands, either with his cutter or his slider. Everything has been inside to him.
Past Seager and O'Malley. Simmons scores. Buss holds up at second base. It's a 3-run inning here in the 8th for the Angels at 6-2 Anaheim.
Well, this pitch ends up on the outer half of the plate after staying inside. 7th pitch of the at-bat, and he hits it hard through the left side of the infield.
Still 2 outs and 2 on for Bandy, who homered back in the 5th. Iwakuma 3 runs, 2 of those earned over 7 innings. Then Vincent here in the 8th, and now Nuno. Oki running out of room, and a foul ball. Two balls and 2 strikes to Bandy. Now, every game of this series has been decided by 1 run, but right now it's 6-2 Halos.
And if Nuno is going to have to get out of this inning on his own, nobody getting loose in the pen, so he needs to make a quality pitch.
third foul ball with 2 strikes. And 14 pitches for Nuno for the first 2 batters that he's facing. Martin coming in a few strides to make the catch to end the inning, but 3 runs cross home for the Angels. And as we go to the top of the 9th inning, the Mariners down to their final 3 outs. As they trail 6-2 in this one, the series finale, the Angels, if they hold on, would secure a series split against the Mariners in this 4-game set. Seager, Lind, and Zunino due up for the Mariners. Some Mariners fans holding out some hope here. Mariners down to their last 3 outs here tonight before returning home, flying home this evening after this one's over with. The Brewers for 3 and then the Yankees for 3 at Safeco Field. Fernando Salas, the new pitcher, up on the hill for Mike Scioscia.
Fastball, changeup, slider for Salas. His fastball at 91 miles an hour.
Seager a chance for his 2nd hit tonight. Looks at ball 1. Three outs to get 4 runs for the Mariners.
And a good count for Kyle.
Good pick there behind the bag by Choi. He'll run it over the pillow himself.
Ball is hit about as hard as you can hit it. One hopper right to him.
Two outs left for the Mariners. It brings in Adam Lind. Lind has had 3 at-bats. They've all gone the exact same way. He has grounded out to the pitcher all 3 times. It'll be Wade LeBlanc for the Mariners tomorrow night. Felix on Saturday, Ariel Miranda on Sunday against Milwaukee. Len backing away from ball one. They called time.
Well, he backed away late, and it was because of Simmons. Simmons was on the other side of second base, and right when Salas started his windup, he moved over. They have the shift on now. And that obviously distracted Adam.
Slicing and foul, 1-2. Even if this score holds and the Angels win to split the series, the Mariners will still have won 10 of their last 13 games. They will finish the road trip 4-3. A trip that began in Oakland, then finished up here in Anaheim. And it was nice to have a West Coast road trip. We haven't had that for a long time, have we, Mike?
Stay in the same time zone for a while. Yeah, that's nice for the guys, that's for sure.
Another foul ball. The next road trip will be to Chicago to take on the White Sox, and then a big 3-game series to finish out the month against the Rangers. And even if the White Sox are a 57-62 team entering play today, that's been a tough ballpark for the Mariners in recent years. 2-2. And then on to face the only 70-win team in the American League, in the Rangers, who've been very good. They're 19 games over 500 at home. That'll be a big road trip. Then trying to square something up here from Salas with 1 out of the 9th inning.
Pretty good battle. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat.
Hard hit on the ground and through the right side. After all that work, Len gets aboard.
Yeah, good to see him win that battle. Pretty good pitch, too. It was at the top of the strike zone, 8th pitch of the at-bat. He was able to hit it hard through the right side of the infield.
That brings in Mike Zunino, 1 out, 1 on, top of the 9th inning. Looks at a first pitch strike. Comes in and almost gets him. We saw more signs of progress from Zunino, just more of the same. Back in the 5th inning, Mike fell behind 0-2 pretty quickly, facing Shoemaker. Was able to work a 7-pitch walk out of it.
I think the biggest difference has been that breaking ball off the plate. Everybody chases it from time to time, but Mike chased it a lot last year, and we haven't seen that from him as much. That's a good count here. Hopefully he can get a good fastball to hit.
One out, Lind at first base. High the opposite way. Calhoun turning, watching. How about this power show? Wow. Up the high wall, no less. The Mariners with a heartbeat here in the ninth. 6-4 Angels.
He had a pretty good pitch. It's a fastball, and it is elevated, probably just above the thighs and right on the outside corner. And there was no doubt about it. That was deep into the seats in right field. That's not an easy thing to do, go opposite barrel here in this ballpark, especially at this time at night. Tremendous power from Zunino. In the meantime, Salas having to throw a lot of pitches, 17 pitches, but still just one out.
One and one. So often we talk about how tough it can be to hit homers at Safeco Field at night, although this season's numbers are kind of debunking that a little bit. But you're right, Mike. The same can be said about Oakland and certainly here in Anaheim as well.
No, you're right. Watch out. A couple of change-ups to Martin. Played here quite a bit, seen a lot of games here, and that it's rare to see a right-hander go that far into the seats to right field. He is so strong. And again, that pitch on the outside corner. Pretty good.
Chopping over to second base, Pennington, a short throw. 2 outs.
Shortstop, number 36, Sean O'Malley.
Mariners need a base runner. Escobar even with the bag at third. They're bringing Choi in at first.
Oh, and 1. Two outs, 2 in here in the ninth. O'Malley needs to find a way to reach base here to bring what would be the tying run to the plate. Aoki on deck.
And another good hitters count. .24 pitches in the inning for Salas.
And they call a strike.
Well, look at this. It to me as if O'Malley was taking that pitch all the way. Again, they need one more base runner. Fastball pretty much down the middle.
The 3-2. Up the middle, Simmons. A low pick, throws on the skip in time. And the ball game is over. The Angels and the Mariners split this 4-game series.
I thought Iwakuma was really good tonight. Again, going 7 innings, just 2 earned runs for Iwakuma. Offensively, the Mariners just could not get on track. They do get the 2-run home run from Zunino late in this one, but Shoemaker really pitched well. So a long road trip for the Mariners. Again, they end up 4-3 on the trip. I think most of the time you take that, but starting to lose games as you move forward. So this one hurts a little bit.
Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines. It starts right now. take a look at our Bruce Titus summary from this one here tonight, the final game of the series. And this game began with a bang in the first inning. Mike, 2 outs, first pitch, no surprise. Here's Robinson Cano.
First pitch, 93 miles an hour, right down the middle of the plate, and he hits it out to right center over the tall wall for his 27th home run of the year and gets the Mariners on the scoreboard quickly.
Meanwhile, Iwakuma eventually would get into a groove, but a couple of runs here the first by the Angels. A leadoff single, a walk to Trout, and then it was Simmons to put the ball in play to drive in the first run. Pardon me, the error by Seager at third base, and then it was Simmons to come up.
Simmons going the other way, big hole on the right side of the infield as he'll pick up a base hit and an RBI.
And then it was out of the fifth. Bandy off of Iwakuma, making it now 3-1 Angels.
A slider left in the middle of the plate, and he took advantage of it.
And the sixth, however, with 1 out, Cruz a 2-2 count, and we've seen this once already in this series, Mike.
Hanging split right in the middle of the plate, and he gives it a pretty good ride. For Nelson, his 31st home run on the year.
Mariners were within a run going into the bottom of the 8th inning. Nick Vincent taking over, 2 on for Albert Pujols.
Yeah, it was a tough inning for Nick. Ends up giving up 3 earned runs, including this one as Escobar, who was on base the entire series, comes around to score.
And then it was Jeffrey Marte at the plate, able to split O'Malley and Seager to drive in the third and final run of the inning. That made it 6-2 for the Angels. But then in the 9th, with 1 out and 1 on, this is an incredible home run.
Yeah, 3-1 count, takes advantage of a fastball on the outside corner, but elevated for Mike, and he hits it back up into the walkway. So the Mariners get within 2.
That's how it would end as the Angels win tonight. A final score of 6-4. The Mariners are coming home to start a 3-game weekend series against the Brewers tomorrow night. Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines continues.